And so during COVID, when that happens, it's not that anyone means to. There's just a lot of confusion when you don't have clear, strong leadership saying this is exactly what needs to happen, and it's different for every county. And so there was a lot of confusion, and interesting enough, during that, I mean, our numbers doubled at our food bank. So when there's a need, that is not the time to close all your churches up. When things are down, when you get squeezed, that's what you're made of. And unfortunately, I've watched most of the world crumble in fear, and things are going to look different moving forward. And moving forward, we need strong leadership that knows how to adapt quickly and how to make the necessary changes and keep people on point. And the answer is not shutting the world down. And an example of that is working as hard as we've worked on the journey with Nocona Beer and Brewery, and we have food, we have a restaurant, and to see changes in the Senate when we were mid redoing that building, that politicians that are being bought off for people to pass things that affects every brewery in the state of Texas except for the people paying off people to protect their entities. And watching those transitions, and then we go through total chaos behind it between you have this license, but now that's the wrong license, and you could have done that, and now you can do that, but you can only do this, and then even into now, we're closed because we serve food, but because of this and that, and there's been, a few cases in this whole county, and everyone that's working there's nothing going on. And that is very frustrating to make the investment in a community and to be treated collectively because, Dallas has this many cases, then in Nocona, you should follow the same rules. And that doesn't make any sense. And through that, confusion, you have government agencies that are overreaching and saying, well, these are the rules, and then they're closed, and you can't get a hold of anyone, and you can't change the rules, and well, that'll take 8 months to change that, because we were backlogged because going all the way back to the Senate passing that bill, they don't even know what the law is on the issue. And so all these people are trying to enforce a moving target that's moving, and as it moves, all we're trying to do is create jobs and to keep the Nocona story moving forward. And so one of the reasons that I'm very fired up about, what goes on in the Senate is that I never thought that things that they passed would impact me so quickly. But seeing that happen from midstream, under construction, redoing the brewery, to changing the brewery's capacity on how much money that can make, how many jobs it can create, all the way through to a highly controlled area, and it's all over government regulations. But when the people that come out to enforce those, they don't even know what the regulations are. And there's a lot of confusion. And so watching that play out, my goal is to create jobs and to create opportunities. And that's why being in the Texas Senate is so important, to make sure that politicians saying one thing and then doing another thing doesn't happen. The second side of that is people with lobbyists taking large amounts of money to impact large groups, and they don't have a say because they were willing to throw $15 million at it. And that abuse of power and abuse of how that's played out in this Nocona story is the difference between having an open brewery that lots of people are working and having a closed brewery. Right. And you worked hard and you put in a world-class system, and all of a sudden it doesn't matter because the rules changed, and the rules changed mid-game, and they keep changing, and that's a very challenging situation to be in. And then you roll into COVID, and that's almost the perfect storm. And there's a lot of companies that will not come out of this due to those laws that were passed and then how they've been enforced. And those are the types of things that, one industry at a time, I want to make sure I'm defending our 9 counties and protecting from that type of abuse.